Barbie is like the deformed, mutated rage child of Captain Marvel, Ghostbusters 2016, and She-Hulk.
It seems a very transparent move, serving to designate Barbie as a battleground in the war against wokeness, and to turn his video from a simple Barbie review into another installment in that war.
Okay, wait. This guy is literally a lying. They all do this. All these lying leftist scumbags do this exact same thing, okay?
Okay.
There's a movie or a TV show, there's something out there that has a very overt political message.
Right.
And then when you call it out and say, wow, this has this very overt woke political message, they say, why are you making everything about the culture war?
Barbie eventually finds the kid who plays with her, who turns out to be an asshole communist activist feminist that I think the movie wants us to empathize with, but fuck me, for the life of me I could not tell you why.
Let me help you out. Surprisingly, no. We're not really supposed to empathize with the girl who calls Barbie a fascist and makes her cry. Maybe the girl does raise a kind of valid point or two, but she does...
Wow. Self-report.
This guy, he keeps doing this. He's done this three or four times in his quote breakdown. He says, critical drinker is wrong. I mean, he's kind of right, but he's wrong. Like, he's like, you're not supposed to empathize with this girl. I mean, she does say some things that are true, but stop it. You're not supposed to agree with her.
You're not supposed to empathize with her. I do, but you're not supposed to.
Oh my God. This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassingly bad.
Are you really embarrassed? Like, I feel like these people are beyond embarrassment. This kind of stuff it's not embarrassing for them. This is like virtue signaling.
Because this is so stupid. This review is genius. Okay, I'm an idiot. This review is genius. Okay. The reason that this is genius is because he's like, listen, the Barbie movie is filled with confusing, contradictory messages and themes. So my review of the Barbie movie will also be filled with confusing, contradictory themes. This is the perfect review. He's just aping off of the Barbie movie.
I think if you're going to do an honest review, you have to include the fact that the movie has contradictory themes. And is
he said it was messy.
Confused.
He said it was messy. Okay, don't you remember?
Yeah, like I'm gonna say I'm not gonna give that a pass. You gotta explain how it's messy.
Right.
I mean, we're going into how it's messy, how it's contradictory. Look, messy. What does that even mean?
What does it even mean? That's the lampshading.
We're going into detail here.
Right.
The problems with this movie and how it could be so much more based.
What an idiot. You're not supposed to agree with this character. I mean, she does make a couple good points, but you're not supposed to agree with this character.
They should have made that character like Hobie in Spider-Verse.
Well, some people think Hobie was supposed to be a positive, like, I think Hobie is confusing too in terms of what if you're supposed to be taking all his like anti-fascist.
But he's not contradictory though.
Well, no, the contradictory part wouldn't be anything he says. It'd be are you supposed to interpret the characters? Are you supposed to interpret what he's saying as jokes, or are you supposed to interpret it as like realistic and accurate and right on? That would be the question.
Yeah.
So in a really mean way, and that's bad. We're not supposed to be on her side yet. Because there's this cool thing called an arc she gets over the course of the film.
Oh my God.
Connecting with her mother,
Make
she begins
it stop.
to see.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. How dare you? Look, how dare you try to include this character in the arc category? This character did not go through any kind of arc.
Oh no! Wait, let's be pause for a second. She does, but she doesn't go through an arc. A switch for no reason.
She
flips,
goes exactly,
right?
Exactly. Yes, it's not an arc.
Right. That's a good point. She goes from being a bitch who's an angsty teenager that hates her mom and hates everything, to for no reason suddenly liking her mom and empathizing with her mom.
The woman that I've been calling white savior and fascist in the real world, all of a sudden I like in the Barbie world because I think she's cool. Like, what the
Well, no, she calls her white savior in the Barbie world.
Oh, does she? Oh, you're
That's what
right. She does when she makes a speech.
That's what see the two things that totally destroy this argument. Like, oh, you're not supposed to when she says the fascist thing, you're just supposed to think, oh, she's like a mean woke bitch, right?
Right.
Is that number one? She calls her white savior Barbie,
Right.
and Barbie takes that seriously. People don't. The movie and the characters in the movie do not criticize the character for saying those words
Right.
at all. And at the end of the movie, like her last line. It might be, I don't remember if it's just her literal last line, but one of her last lines in the movie is chastising her father for cultural appropriation for daring to say something not in English.
How is that a character arc? She went from social justice warrior to social justice warrior.
Well, no, she went from social justice warrior who was a total bitch and hated her mom to social justice warrior who's still a social justice warrior, but they're kind of not as bitchy about it and likes their mom. That was the character arc.
Right.
And by arc, I mean
That's
a switch
not
flipped in her brain.
Look, that's not an arc though. You
No.
can't say that's an arc.
Right.
I don't think she's changed substantially as a character.
No, she
Just
just
because you iron out your relationship with your mom doesn't mean
She's
you had
still
a
a bitch.
character arc. Yeah.
yeah.
The worth in Barbie and the value of aspirational figures, just as Barbie sees
Wait, that never happens.
a cool thing called an arc she gets. Over the course of the film, by reconnecting with her mother, she begins to see the worth in Barbie and the value of aspirational figures, just as Barbie sees that the kid has a point, that aspirational symbols aren't solutions in themselves, yada yada yada. We're supposed to
Wait, okay. Listen, I've
Look,
only seen this movie.
he said yada yada yada. So, look, that's his criticism. His criticism is you fill in the criticism here.
Okay. He keeps doing the thing. He's just said, you're not supposed to take what she said seriously or like that she said it. But then he just said her critique was correct and that Barbie understood that in the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. Is everything in the movie supposed to be contradictory and we're just supposed to accept it? You know, if every single theme in the movie is contradictory, that either means that the movie is very poorly written or your interpretation of the movie is wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it could be either of those things. I'm fine with either of those being accurate in this thing.
I just like the part that he said yada yada yada.
Right.
Like, would you ever say that in a Sitch video? Yada yada yada.
I'm sure I have, but not for something where I'm trying to explain a point that I haven't really fleshed out.
Yeah. You get halfway through the point and then you're like, and you get it, yada
Whatever.
yada yada.
Right. Well, I don't even. So this is what I was going to ask because I mean, I've seen the movie.
Yeah. What's his point?
I've seen the movie once. Okay. I don't remember. I could be misremembering. I really don't remember the daughter character ever saying something like coming to terms to understand the aspirational message of Barbie.
No,
in any
that is
meaningful way.
complete headcanon. That is
I don't
not
remember
in the
that
movie at
happening.
all.
And I don't really remember Barbie coming to terms with like the point that the girl was making. I mean, maybe it happened. I don't know.
It would have been cool if the little girl in the car when they're leaving and she convinces the mom to turn around and says, look, Mom, Barbie is shallow consumerism at its finest. But she is kind of an aspirational character. And since I feel aspirational characters can do some good in the world, even though capitalism does an awful lot of evil, I think we should turn around and help Barbie.
No, here is
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. That would actually been really funny. It's actually baffling to me when a movie has the answer obviously staring it in the face in terms of scene construction, and they still totally missed the mark.
Mm-hmm.
So the big problem that I had with the daughter character is that so she's like doesn't like her mom. She's a bitch to her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Now her mom does say something that like she does learn in the car chase sequence about that her mom's having these like existential thoughts of death. Okay. And she seems to have some kind of reaction to it, which is fine. Okay. So that's like the first step, right, of the character development that opens the door. That's fine.
Right. Yeah. Step
But
one
then-
on the arc.
Right. But then when they go to Barbie Land, she's going into it like, oh, Barbie Land is just, this horrible fascist, sexist place. And Barbie's like, no, 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 you'll love it. And then the joke is when they get there, it's after Ken has taken over. So it literally is a
Right.
sexist
And she gets to tell
patriarchy.
mom, I told you so.
Right, and she keeps like smugly looking at mom like, I told you so. Like throughout that whole sequence.
That would be epic.
No, that happens, right?
Oh, it
That
does?
happens in the movie. Yeah, she keeps looking at the mom smugly. This does happen in the movie.
Yeah, but
Okay?
there's not like really lines.
There's no
are
dialogue
exchanged.
about it. She doesn't. I kept assuming that there's going to be some sort of dialogue about that, but there isn't. Okay.
Oh, you're right.
And then
It's kind of muted.
it's all muted. Yeah.
Terrible.
And then Barbie has her kind of conversation with Ken. She realizes that everything's changed and she gives up and she lays on the floor and literally just gives up.
Right.
Okay. And then the mom and the daughter
Strong
drive away.
protagonist. Yeah.
Right. And then
Really
the
in
mom
the
and
game
daughter,
there.
the protagonist has completely given up in the middle of the movie.
Right.
Usually the protagonist is supposed to reject the call in the beginning of the movie, but okay.
Right. Yeah. No.
So
This is a woman's movie though, so we
that's
talked about
true.
that earlier.
Who cares? Who cares about structure?
Goal oriented. Who cares?
who
Look, we're
cares?
just trying to have fun.
So the mother and the daughter leave Barbie Land. And then
Right.
for no reason whatsoever, and the mom's given up at this point too. She's like,
Right.
whatever, fuck Barbie. This is garbage.
Alan even has joined them because he wants out so bad.
Right. The only thing that changes their minds. So for no reason, the daughter randomly is like, we should go back and help. And is seemingly and starts saying, oh, I empathize now with you, mom. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Why? Why do you suddenly empathize with your mom as you're driving away from Barbie Land after you learned that your preconceptions about Barbie Land being sexist and fascist were correct under your own perception?
Well, what you missed was the scene where the mom tells her about aspirational characters and how Barbie really meant something in her life at a time when she was down. Because all that happened off screen. Okay.
Like, I did miss that scene. Yeah. I must have
Unfortunately-
got up and gone to the bathroom when that scene was playing in your head.
Unfortunately, that wasn't in the movie
Right.
because that would have been good towards a character arc. And it would have
Right.
made this review actually correct about her understanding about aspirational characters.
Right.
Right.
And-
But that
and the only
isn't
re-
in the movie.
And the only reason they really even go back is because Alan is in the car with them too, which forces them to stop.
Well, isn't it they're sealing off Barbie Land from the real world, and that is the impetus
They're trying to
for
build a
them-
wall,
Right.
but they're building it the wrong way. They're building it upwards instead of across.
Right. But
Because they're Kens.
as soon as they figure out how to build this wall correctly. Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
the Kens can't even build the fake wall correctly.
Right.
Is it Kens that are doing that? I thought it was
Yeah, they're Kens. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're building the wall incorrectly. So I think it's the wall that makes them go back. They're like, oh
No,
my-
no. Alan is hiding in the back of the car,
Right.
and then they crash the car the
right.
same way Barbie did in the beginning of the movie, and then that makes them kind of reevaluate whether they're going to go back or not. But so the reason I'm kind of going through this is because this is where the fuck up. This is why this was so easy to fix. So they have the daughter have this character switch for no reason when they're driving away from Barbie Land.
Right.
Where why the fuck would you do that when what you should have done was the mom is the one, you can still have Al in the car. That makes the mom reevaluate. Says, no, we have to go back. We have to save Barbie. The daughter's still complaining, doesn't want anything to do with the mom. And then in the next scene, when the mom gives her, it's so hard to be a woman speech in front of the daughter, that's what makes the daughter change her mind about her mom.
Yeah.
When she
That's,
sees her mom give the powerful feminist speech, when she sees her mom, wake up the Barbies from the patriarchy with her powerful woman speech, that would then suddenly be like, oh shit, that's what changed the daughter's mind. Then she would certainly respect her mom, and it would be a character arc.
wouldn't the problem be though that she's already indoctrinated with all this feminist stuff? So when the mom says the speech, she just would agree with it.
No, but yeah, exactly. But I'm saying she would see her mom saying the speech passionately,
Mhm.
so she would empathize with her mom as like a fellow woman living in like
Right,
the
right.
patriarchy.
Right.
And then she would see her mom save the other Barbies and be like, oh wow, my mom's a badass. She's literally saving these women by speaking truth to power, which would totally appeal to her because she's super woke.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That makes
Why
sense.
didn't they do that? It was so obvious.
Because they messed up.
Okay.
They were just doing their own thing. Come
Okay.
on. They were having fun. They were drinking some Chardonnay. Look, we're writing a script, guys. This is great.
Okay. Well, it's true. You know, it's funny. Greta Gerwig says, I think when they were writing the script,
Mhm.
her and her husband were writing the script, they just had a baby, and she talked about how it's kind of like a I don't know if she used this word.
Oh.
Yes, that makes a lot of things suddenly become clear.
Yes,
When you think about the
crystal
confused,
clear.
When you think about the confused plot holes and the confused themes and everything, because she kind of even said in one of the interviews I saw that like she doesn't even remember writing the script. It was kind of like a fever dream. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe that's why everything's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
Kind of like how Mr. Garbage wrote his movie review script.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he just had a baby.
Completely in the dark. Yeah. Maybe it was Critical Drinker's baby, and Critical Drinker left him high and dry, and that's why he's so pissed. How dare
He's a
you knock
jilted
me
lover.
up?
Yeah.
How dare
you
you
go.
knock me up and leave me, Critical Drinker? Oh,
For shame. For
I'm
shame.
so upset.
like where she ends up, not where she starts, which is
Look at, she's doing a salute there. What's going on there? Very military pose.
honestly a kinda mean-spirited caricature of Zoomer leftism. But in a supremely telling moment, the drinker seems to have spotted that caricature, filtered it through the Hollywood is leftist and evil pipe he's got in his brain, and landed on the idea that we're supposed to like and agree with everything nasty the girl says simply because it's couched in a woke aesthetic. That slippage is amusing, and illustrates how thoughtless,
Wait. You literally said that you thought she made good points.
Yeah, you can't do that. Stop doing that.
Wait.
Stop
Let me go
agreeing
back.
with Critical Drinker and then giving him a hard time for saying it.
moment, the drinker seems to have spotted that caricature, filtered it through the Hollywood is leftist and evil pipe he's got in his brain, and landed on the idea that we're supposed to like and agree with everything nasty the girl says simply because it's couched in a woke aesthetic.
So, okay, so he'll hang on the. Well, I said everything. I only said I agree with her on some things.
Right.
That's the weasel word, right? The
A
weasel
couple things, yeah.
line. Right.
Now we know why I use that weasel word.
Well, I would bet you that he would literally agree with everything the girl said, except in calling Barbie personally a fascist and like attacking her as an individual. But he would agree with the spirit of everything else that she said in that scene.
Yeah. He loves that part.
Yep.
I
That
thought it was
slippage-
hilarious, but
I know,
I
but no,
mean,
this is
I wasn't
This is
taking
the
it
slip.
seriously.
the slippage.
She made a couple good points there, Adam. Really?
What points were that exactly?
Yeah, I didn't hear
Please
any
tell
good
us.
point.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny when she called Barbie a fascist. I was like, holy shit. What's this girl's Twitter?
Right.
Which is amusing, and illustrates how thoughtless, how knee-jerk this critique is. Woke means we're supposed to like it, and it's unlikable, so film bad. There is no self-awareness here. Again, this is
This is so bad. This is
It's
so
pretty
bad
stupid.
faith.
Well, it's weird because, like, with Hassan, you can just hand wave away as Hassan is literally a moron, right?
Yeah.
He's just literally stupid. And this is, like, very just dishonest, it seems,
Yeah, seems a little more slimy.
ironically.
A little more intelligent, but slimy.
Mm-hmm.
is bad criticism. This is all bad criticism, but it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter.
The opening of the Drinker's video lays out that misrepresentation of the film's PR, but it does some
Whoa. You,
Yeah, said that
Liar.
was.
you never established, you never actually addressed his argument. You never established that it was a misrepresentation, that the film actually did accurately portray that it would have these overt political themes to it.
Yeah.
something else too. It very consciously and very jarringly inserts Barbie into the canon of hated woke objects.
Barbie is like the deformed, mutated rage child of Captain Marvel, Ghostbusters 2016, and She-Hulk.
So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
It seems a very transparent move, serving to designate Barbie as a battleground in the war against wokeness, and to turn his video from a simple Barbie review into another installment in that war.
Okay, wait. Fuck you. This guy's a lying piece of shit. This guy is literally a lying piece of shit. They all do this. All these lying leftist shit scumbags do this exact same thing, okay?
Okay.
There's a movie or a TV show, there's something out there that has a very overt political message.
Right.
And then when you call it out and say, wow, this has this very overt woke political message, they say, why are you making everything about the culture war?
Oh, I know.
What the fuck are you talking? They decided, Greta Gerwig and her husband decided they had an infinite realm, an infinite possibility of story ideas that they could have done with this. The sky was the limit. And they made the decision themselves to insert this hyper-political feminist messaging into the movie. For you to then turn, when someone calls that out, this super overt political message in the movie, if you turn around and call out someone else for pointing that out, you say, why are you making everything about the culture war? You are a lying scumbag.
Yeah, totally.
This is the literal gaslighting. Oh, we're allowed, one side of the political spectrum, one side of the political argument is allowed to make super overt political statements again and again and again. And if you criticize it, you're just making everything about the culture war. Why are you doing this? Just enjoy the doll movie. Just enjoy the doll movie. It's not political.
Stop creating a moral panic.
Like, what the fuck?
Look, stop looking at our political propaganda with a political lens, okay? It's not meant that way.
I mean, despite them literally saying it's meant that way, it's not meant that way.
Know. Look, this movie's not for you, okay? Sitch. Even though it was made for children and adults.
Yes.
It's not for you.
It reminds, so funny. It's like, when I brought up we watched the clip of it. And there's a clip of it that we put up where, Margot Robbie's like, well, the movie's not just about feminism. That's just one slice. Greta Gerwig looks at her, laughs in her face.
It's a pretty big slice.
It's a pretty big slice. I think both her and the interviewer both laugh in Margot Robbie's face just for even suggesting that it's not just about feminism.
What is the interviewer says something hilarious in there, but I can't remember what it is. She's like, why is that incorrect?
Because she's kind of talking about how like there was this sort of controversy about
people calling
when the movie
it
first came
feminist.
out. Like, was it the Mattel, because Mattel obviously didn't want to say that the movie was overtly feminist.
Right, of course.
So
they want to say, it's politically correct is how you define it, obviously. Look, all corporate culture is politically correct, and any movie that's designed to sell dolls is going to have to be politically correct. I think a lot of the controversy is politically correct has kind of become this. I mean, it's a weird religion now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there was a time when Christianity was the politically correct thing to do, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Look, I'm praying in front of the Congress. Look.
Well, it's weird. Well, first of all, to be clear, so the term politically correct originated in the Soviet Union.
Right.
So it's always been associated with kind of this leftist moral policing.
Right.
But yes, there were times where like the moral majority, as they called it, it was, blasphemy to, not be Christian or whatever. I mean, I remember like there was concern when JFK was running for president, like, oh my God, he's
a Catholic.
Right. Is he going to take orders from the Pope? Things of that nature. So,
yeah.
This guy, I can't believe it. This guy, I was looking at his other videos. He has at least 2 videos defending She-Hulk.
No way.
The TV show.
Why didn't we watch those when She-Hulk was big?
I don't know. And one of them is him criticizing Critical Drinker talking about She-Hulk.
No way. Look.
Holy shit.
I guess we have our villains on this channel, so I guess glass houses, right?
Yeah, but here's my problem with this, why this guy is a lying scumbag. So I look at his other videos. He has a video called The Anti-Fascism of Young Justice. Okay, so he's claiming Young Justice is anti-fascism. He has another video where he's criticizing Jordan Peterson. He has a video where he's criticizing neoliberalism. Okay. So
What? Really?
right. Yes. So here's the thing. I've listen, we cover mostly political content on this channel. I don't have a problem with a person having a political view or even using this political view in media analysis. He has a video called Why Shrek is a Feminist Masterpiece. Okay?
Well, I do if you're going to accuse Critical Drinker of leaning into the culture war, and you're doing the fucking same exact thing.
Exactly. That was exactly my point. Because he's pretending. This motherfucker's pretending like his immediate analysis is from some kind of completely apolitical, neutral perspective, where he just perceives reality correctly.
High-minded, neutral, super socialist, leftist perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So he's pretending like he's not doing anything political, and here comes Critical Drinker putting his politics into everything. When it's like literally the opposite. Critical Drinker usually doesn't, from my perspective, the ones I've seen, he usually doesn't go super political, only unless the movie is overtly woke or is overtly political. He definitely tries to analyze it from like a normal lens most of the time.
Even in this review that he's reviewing now, he's not reviewing it from a conservative, gender stereotypes are good and the world needs to return to them perspective.
Well, the stereotype of the conservative. Right.
Yeah. Well, no, if Matt Walsh is reviewing this movie,
right,
you're going to get a different take, right?
That's true, right? I don't know what the Matt Walsh. I think Michael Knowles took the movie secretly anti-feminists, or at least it should be interpreted to be anti-feminist because of incompetency angle of the movie.
Right, and to score a political win, obviously.
Right. I think he had a long Twitter thread. He was basically saying he was praising the movie because the movie inadvertently says that to be a mother is to have a vagina and have a daughter. So that's what it means to be a woman.
Yeah. Even though, and I was surprised to hear that was just a throwaway joke. That wasn't the intent at the end of the movie.
See, but that's why it's, again, every time I hear more about the thing, I could see that the writing of this movie was incompetently done, because I did interpret that scene at the end was just a joke. But if you were to analyze that joke, it's such an obvious, would be interpreted as kind of a spit in the eye of feminism and wokeness.
Yes.
And the fact that they didn't realize that is very telling to me.
Yeah. Well, because they have zero conservative people on their staff that could have read the script and gone, oh, this is how Ben Shapiro's going to read this. Right?
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if Greta Gerwig, I don't even know if she's fucking understands wokeness really. If she's just doing this performative shit. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what her ideology is.
That's an super interesting question. Right. Yeah. I'm not really in a workplace environment, so it'd be difficult for me to say. When I was running Deadline Junkies, I obviously interacted with hundreds of actors and actresses and writers and whatnot, but that was kind of before wokeness started really taking this turn. Mm-hmm. And we were just all trying to be as funny as possible. Just write comedy scripts and just try to be funny.
Right.
And a lot of this stuff was, I can look back at that stuff and think, oh man, this on social media is going to get some people in some trouble. Some big trouble. Some big trouble. Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.